Let's talk about the glass balls versus the rubber balls in your life. I want you to stop and think. What happens if you were holding a rubber ball in your hand, just out in front of you like this, and you were to drop that rubber ball? What would happen? It would bounce, right? And let's say on the other hand, you were holding a glass ball, and same thing. You let the glass ball go. What would happen? It would shatter, right? And it would take a lot of time and effort, right, to put those tiny pieces back together and repair that glass ball in an attempt to make it whole again. And I want you to start to think about your life, the things that you do, the people in your life, for a minute, just humor me, as glass balls and rubber balls. And so often I find that we are giving more attention to the rubber balls in our life, specifically when it comes to things like career and finances. I know that I have made this mistake in the past where I've treated my career and my finances as a rubber ball and focused all my attention on them. So yes, right, our careers, we could show up in our career, we could have a bad day, maybe we could get laid off, we could lose our job completely, we might be in transition, our finances might not be in a great spot right now. And while that's difficult and challenging, I'd argue that those are things that will bounce back. You can get those back. Now, start to think about what happens if you put all of your energy and focus on career or all of the energy and focus on finances and you treat those like glass balls. What happens to the things in your life like the relationship with your spouse or the time and relationship that you have with your kids, your physical health, the time that you're spending in your spiritual life? What happens to those things if you're treating career and finances like glass balls? The reality is we have it backwards, and I used to do this, and honestly, I still can slip into this from time to time. So we need to think about those glass balls in our life. Arguably, the relationship with our spouse, our family, our friends, our kids, our spirituality, our physical health. Because if we were to drop those balls, I know you'd agree with me that those relationships are way harder and take way longer to repair, and ultimately, they are more important to us. We can find a new career. We can bounce back from a bad day at work. We can build our finances back up again. What happens if we continue to neglect our loved ones or miss out on things important to them in the long run? And I really want you to think about that. So I encourage you today to take some time and make a list. Make a list of the glass balls and the rubber balls in your life. And then I want you to take a look at that. And I want you to ask yourself, am I giving the appropriate amount of time and space on my calendar for each of those things? Step back, do some reflection, identify those glass balls and rubber balls. And if you need any help in how to make sure that you're prioritizing those glass ball relationships, reach out to me today and I'm happy to help.